125 SVD years in the USA. This year marks several momentous milestones for the Society of the Divine Word, SVD. It's the 145th anniversary of the congregation itself, founded by St. Arnold Jansen in Style, Holland in 1875. It's been 125 years since he sent the first missionary, Brother Wendelin Meyer, to the United States, sparking a missionary zeal that has spread across the country. It has been 100 years since Divine Word missionaries opened the first U.S. seminary dedicated to educating African American priests. 125 SVD years in PNG. The launching Mass of the 125 years of the Society of the Divine Word in Papua New Guinea took place on August 13, 2020 in Alexishafen Conference Center, Madang. Religious congregations working in Madang Archdiocese and lay partners were invited to join the SVD priests and brothers to launch the celebration. Anton Ball, Archbishop of Madang Archdiocese, was the principal celebrant, while Father Jos Orenthinkel, SVD, Provincial Superior, delivered the homily. Several activities are lined up for the Jubilee year 2021. 100 SVD years in Australia. The centenary celebrations of the Divine Word presence in Australia will begin on October 25, 2020, and conclude in October 2021 on Mission Sunday. The SVDs have been present in Epping, New South Wales at Arnoldi, a property brought on Midson Road, Epping. It reminds us of the humble beginnings with which the founder, St. Arnold Jansen, started with his pub in Style. Arnoldi was a little plot of land with a rather dilapidated building that became the first home to start the SVD community. Two people, Brother Leo de Garis and Father Peter Klein, were the founding members. Both had already been in Australia for about 20 years. They worked from the Catholic parish in Des Moines to support the SVD mission in Papua New Guinea. Despite the ups and downs during these 100 years, the Second World War, the return of missionaries to PNG after the war, the lack of sufficient and qualified staff, God has blessed us, and our numbers have increased and flourished to presently over 100. We have SVD seminarians from all over the world. We have special ministries in various parishes in Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, and Myanmar. Our internationality is more varied than ever, helping us experience and learn about the unity and variety of God's family. We are deeply thankful to our forefathers who dared to dream and work faithfully with numerous lay and religious co-workers and friends for the welfare of the Society's mission in Australia. 20 SVD years in Tanzania. It was a colorful day full of gratitude and appreciation as the Divine Word Kenya-Tanzania province marked 20 years of presence in Tanzania. His Gracious Isaac Amani, the Archbishop of the Catholic Archdiocese of Arusha, led priests, religious men and women, the Friends of SVD, and the congregation drawn from our 5 parishes in the Archdiocese to mark the day at Epiphany Parish, Arusha. The SVD arrived in Arusha from Kenya in the year 2000 and have since been working mainly in Arusha City as well as the remote Simanjiro district of the Maasai South Plains. 35 SVD priests and brothers have worked here with the majority still present. New SVD ministry in the Eternal City. The new auxiliary bishop of Rome, Monsignor Dario Gervasi, officially installed Father Vivian Furtado, SVD, as the official parish priest of St. Benedict of Nursia on September 27th during the 6:30 p.m. Mass at the main church. Present for the occasion was the Superior General Budi Claydon, members of the General Council, the Provincial of Italian Province, Francesco Pavesi, SVD, and others. Several faithful participated, maintaining a social distance due to the pandemic. The parish of St. Benedict of Nursia in Ostiense, Rome, was erected on June 3, 1926, and administered for many years by the religious community of St. Paul. Later on, it was handed over to the diocesan clergy of Rome. Father Pavesi says, "I see the commitment in a parish in the city of Rome as a challenge for us for our being Divine Word missionaries. The reality of a parish in a city as big as Rome is characterized by the presence of people from all over the world, many of whom have had to leave their homeland. This can be an excellent opportunity to live our missionary charism." SVD on Wheels. According to Father Lawrence Mothry, SVD, September 2, 2020, was a momentous day for the history of Good Shepherd Parish in Simanjiro, Arusha, Tanzania. After a long wait, many prayers, and much anticipation, 17 of the 22 catechists of the parish were given brand new motorcycles to help them in the people's evangelization in our vast mission of Simanjiro. Many thanks go to our mission partners whose big-heartedness has made this day a reality. For a long time, the long distances to the outstations have been the greatest hindrance to evangelization. The catechists have had to travel long distances on foot to reach the faithful in the small Christian communities. The faithful rarely see a priest. Catechists keep the faith alive in our outstations, promising to work hard to reach all the families. The catechists are undergoing training and obtaining driving licenses with their new motorcycles. Seminars on road safety are ongoing. They are very happy and ask God to bless those who have made it possible to have these motorcycles. Many lives will be transformed. New name for a long-standing magazine. Starting September 2020, the SVD family and mission magazine Stadt Gottes, City of God, well known in German-speaking countries, is being published with a new name, Leben Jetzt, Living Now, and with a revised editorial orientation. The first issue was launched at St. Augustine on August 28 in a gathering of confreres, editorial and distribution staff, and representatives of the magazine's promoters, around 60. Leben Jetzt is published, as before, by the SVD Press Apostolate in Kaldenkirchen, while the editorial offices are in St. Augustine. Brother Paul Heider, SVD, director of the Press Apostolate, says of the magazine's new name, "The Stadt Gottes was indeed a revered trademark in Catholic circles. It was started in 1878, 142 years ago, by Arnold Jansen himself. But Jansen had already changed the name several times, even before founding the mission house in style, from the Little Messenger of the Sacred Heart to the Style Messenger of the Sacred Heart, and finally the Style Mission Messenger. The current change of name is responding to the present situation in Central Europe. The redesigned magazine will continue to address its current loyal readers in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and the German-speaking population in Luxembourg, South Tyrol, and Belgium. But given the continuous decline in subscriptions, only 85,000 now in Germany, and the 75-plus average age of current readers, it is necessary to try something new. With its new name and editorial direction, Leben Jetzt also seeks to address a younger audience who have not yet come to know either style and the SVD or the Stadtgottes, but do feel at home with the magazine's Christian values like love of neighbor, readiness to help, justice, and honesty. Most especially, Lebensgest wants to enter into an active exchange with its readers, not lecturing, but inspiring and stimulating people to think together about justice in the world and the integrity of creation. My mission as a hospital chaplain. We would like to share the personal experience of Father Ramundus Way, SVD, who has spent many years in hospital chaplaincy, giving comfort and peace to the sick and dying and their beloved ones and family. Father Way shares, "When I started chaplaincy work after 15 years a priest, I thought that CPE, clinical pastoral education, training, would be a waste of time. But I soon found the real presence of God there. God is experienced most intensely in times of uncertainty or pain and suffering, and most of all when facing death. When I am close to people experiencing these, I experience some of this intense closeness to God." My real education in chaplaincy was not from technical or procedural coursework, nor from putting in on-call hours, but from the gift which I received directly from experiencing God's presence. Recalling my first experience of accompanying a deceased and the family to the morgue, I see that that day at the morgue was not just procedure. It was really an act of love, comfort, and support. In short, it was an action prayer for the dignity of the grieving family and their deceased member. Anytime life is shared in the form of compassion and care, it is truly a prayer to a God who is there with us. Perhaps it was from my family, my society, or my seminary training that I had the grievous misapprehension that God only dwells in beautiful incensed sanctuaries. Gradually, I came to see that my every experience with the patients, with their pain and suffering, or with their feelings of loss, or of anger and sadness, were actually opportunities for growing in my love of God and deepening my faith. Today, I realize that God dwells not in beautiful sanctuaries, but in the hospital rooms with smells of medicine. God's presence fills the halls and emergency rooms and is revealed to those who suffer and seek comfort. To be with them in their anger, resistance, pain and suffering, acceptance and love are all shades of a prayer-filled experience of God. This is my hospital work, and I am so privileged to experience His grace-filled presence there. Father Way presently serves as chaplain at Sharp Memorial Hospital and Rady Children's Hospital, San Diego. That's all for this edition of Mission Minute News. Until we meet again, stay safe, and may Jesus' love for you make you smile.